Brian, I hear you've got good news.
Yes, we do. Phil and Penny Knight have generously agreed to donate $2 billion to the Knight Cancer Institute.
Wow. Um,
Yeah,
I-
it is a big wow. It's huge.
yeah, but it's not just the money, which is record setting, right?
Yes,
It's
it is.
also the structure.
Yeah, so the two headlines are the donation, but the other part of this is that the Knight Cancer Institute will become a self-governed entity within the larger structure of the university. So that gives us the ability really to align the responsibility of effectively spending this groundbreaking record-setting gift with the authority to do that. So we've become a little bit like a Fred Hutchinson, a Huntsman. We're kind of following their footsteps, and we're really grateful to have this opportunity to continue to make an impact for patients with cancer.
Wow. And we're talking because you're back.
I will come back as the inaugural president of this institute. Yes.
Is it the institute or is it an entity that controls the institute? And
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, very, very well put. It's an entity. We're calling it the Knight Cancer Group that will manage the Knight Cancer Institute both on the research and clinical side.
Oh, fantastic. So there will be no more CEO, right? There will be a. do-
We're going to have to figure out the right organizational structure. Clearly, we're going to need to have a CEO of the healthcare system. We're going to need to have a chief operating officer. We'll have to have a head of HR. We'll have to hire all of these individuals into all these positions, and then sort out how best to lead the research side and how to integrate all that into the care that we deliver.
So I guess the thing that uh, I guess the reason we're all doing this is that it's going to enable you to do some stuff that you aren't able to do now. And what will it do? What's the vision?
And the vision is we have come so far with cancer treatments and diagnostics, and all of us are integrating those into the innovative clinical trials that we're running. But we want to match that with a care experience that helps people navigate what is often the worst time of their life. And think about getting those 3 words, you have cancer. And now all of a sudden you've got to make 15 different appointments, and you've got to battle with your insurance company. You've got to think about your job, housing, finances. And why can't we make this simple? Why do we make it so difficult? Why can't people, a patient or a family member, make one phone call, get a caring, compassionate voice on the other end of the line, telling them, we got this for you. We'll help you through every step of the way, and we'll be with you on this journey. You just have to show up at this appointment. Oh, you need some mental health counseling? We got that covered for you. You want a nutritional plan? We'll take care of that for you. Let's make it easy.
So this is more about. Is it more about science or is it more about patient navigation? Because those are two different things.
It's about both. We're not going to give up on research or translating the best of research into the clinic, or to take advantage of the massive opportunities we have in cancer research right now with all the technologies we have to bring to bear on cancer. So we absolutely will not give up on cancer research, but we want to make sure that we're not forgetting about the patient.
Hmm.
And the patient is at the center of everything we do. Let's make it easy for them to navigate that cancer care experience.
And that's the $2 billion.
Well, it's some of the 2 billion will certainly go to research,
Yeah.
but a large chunk of it will go to ensuring that we can help patients navigate the experience simply and effectively, and they can focus on their health.
That's incredible. How long has this been in the works?
Well, as you certainly can imagine, a gift of this magnitude doesn't come together overnight. As we approach the 10-year anniversary of what we called the Knight Challenge, which was when Phil and Penny Knight challenged us to raise $500 million with a 2-year deadline. We completed that in 2015. We have very purposely now at the 10-year anniversary, we've come up with sustainable funding. But one of the things that Phil Knight has always challenged me is, that's great. What are you doing that nobody else is doing, or what are you doing that you're uniquely qualified to do? And the reality is, at heart, I started off as a doctor, and I'm going to finish my career as a doctor, and I have too many people and patients and families that are having difficulty navigating our complex medical care system. So as I think about what I wanted to do with this last chapter, I talked to the Knight family about integrating all the great science we have with the best care on the planet, and that has resonated with them, and we've it's taken some time to shape that. We needed to get some structural changes in place so we could actually make this happen, and so it's been a while.
Wow. Did you, let's go back to December. Did you have this idea in mind when you stepped down as CEO? Was that part of the plan? Because there was a plan. You told me there was a plan. You just didn't tell me what it was.
Yeah. Well, this vision certainly predated my stepping down, and it was becoming clearer and clearer that it was unlikely to happen. And so at that point, it was okay. That's fine. What am I going to do? I don't want to spend my time being a bureaucrat, having to get numerous approvals for positions. That wasn't what I was. I'm here to do research, take care of patients, and move the field forward. So at that point, it's time to step away. It's time to do the things that bring me joy, and that was my research laboratory and taking care of patients. But as we went through a transition in OHSU leadership, there was an opportunity to bring this back to the forefront, and over the last few months, we've worked incredibly hard on making this happen.
Mm-hmm. And no one knew about it, right? You managed to keep it silent.
Well, we had, as you can imagine, navigating becoming a self-governing entity requires a huge amount of trust and collaboration between OHSU leadership and with me. And it wasn't going to happen in a day or a week or even a month. And so we've been hard at work at this since about the middle of May. Mm-hmm. And there was a lot to navigate. And it wasn't clear as we navigated this process. At times we were 90% sure, at times we were 10% sure. And because we didn't want to be in a situation where we made an announcement and then it didn't happen, that would really make us look bad. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to make sure we got all of the structural elements right, so we're confident that as we go into definitive agreements, as we launch this program, there's nothing to derail us. So part of that was keeping it to a very small group of individuals, making sure that we could at least come up with what I'll call the architectural plans for this. And now we need to bring the builders in, and we need to bring all the people in to make this happen.
Mm-hmm. So you needed the president, you needed the Knights, you needed yourself. Who else? General counsel?
A general counsel and a chief financial officer of the institution to look at how this would impact the finances of the institution.
And that's that. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. If it's mid-May, that would be when the deal with Legacy went away. Is that connected or unconnected?
Yeah, I don't think they were connected. The reality is, I actually think if Legacy had been on the table when this came through, it might actually have made it more attractive. But I think ultimately, with Legacy not being on the table, perhaps there were less distractions and we could begin to focus on something like this. Mm-hmm. But whether Legacy went through or not, I think was immaterial to whether this would move forward, what the structure would be.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, it's good to establish. So basically, right now, most of the people watching this or listening to this or reading this want to know whom are people at Knight Cancer Institute trying to hire? Whom are you trying to hire? Whom do you need? What kind of positions?
Yeah, we will. We want to have any number of positions from superstar researchers clinicians that to clinicians that are experts in all of the cancers, but that care deeply about compassionate care. And I'll give you an example, even my own institution. 2 days ago, I got a call from a colleague whose brother had liver cancer, and within 24 hours, we had that patient in with an appointment. And I sent out notes to two of my surgeons, and in 10 minutes, I had an answer from one, and 15 minutes later, I had an answer from the second one, which was, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't get right back to you." That's the kind of people that I want on my team, is that there's a patient that needs help. Let's make sure they get help.
This is a good time to be hiring.
It's a great time to be hiring, and I if this gives us some protection and some additional funding and ability to hire great people that want to do great things for patients, please contact me.
Oh, well, good. That's easy enough to do. Your email is easy to find. I noticed that the names of people who knew about this that you listed didn't include the director of the cancer center. Did she not know?
Not until very, very recently. And again, we needed to keep this to it's not that there was any lack of trust or concern about the quality of our leadership. We have great leaders and great people. It really was just trying to keep this to a very, very small group of individuals, because the reality is, once you tell one person, they tell one person, and then all of a sudden 5 people become 10 people, becomes 20 people, and then somebody else, then the cancer letter gets wind of it, and I'm on a call with Paul Goldberg asking me, "Hey, is this true?"
Yeah.
We really wanted to keep it as close to the chest as possible until we were ready to make a big announcement and let the world know. And again, we really wanted to make this as big a splash as possible. And so again, I hope I haven't offended anybody by not bringing them in earlier. It really was intended. The reality is we still have a lot of work to go from where we are to definitive agreements to the program, and I need everybody's help on it. And lots of notes that I've gotten today have been, "Congratulations, how can I help?" And that's really where we are. We're at the start line, we're running a marathon, and I need lots of people to help me along the way.
Yeah. Who is going to be the director? Do you have that decided? I think Lisa Cousins
Well,
is.
Lisa Cousins right now, right now, Paul, we're reveling in the moment. I'm probably going to take the weekend off, and on Monday we're going to roll up our sleeves and begin serious planning about who's in what chair. Lisa is incredibly well qualified to be a cancer center director, and she knows this field incredibly well. She's a National Academy member, and we're just lucky to have her on our team.
Oh, that's fantastic. Is there anything that we didn't cover? Anything I forgot to ask?
But I just view this as a great day for cancer patients, Paul. And if we can improve the quality of care that we deliver with compassion, with simplicity, that's what we want to be able to do and to deliver. And this is going to be good for patients. So we can match, again, the research and the treatments have evolved so quickly, and they're so much better than when I started out however many years ago. And to think about integrating that with a compassionate care model, think about how many more people are going to be surviving and thriving despite a cancer diagnosis.
Well, this field really needs to hear from its leaders a lot, and certainly this places you. Well, you've always been one of them, but it also places you right now into that position of being one of the sort of the key leaders and one of the key voices that must be heard. So I'm really glad to hear you're back
Well, it's good to be back. And as I said, as I've always thought about what can we do to have a positive impact on patients, both in terms of their outcomes and their care. And I'm hoping that I get to go out on a high note. And what a great day this is to get started.
Wonderful. Great to see you back.
Oh, I'm glad to be back and glad to be in this position.
Great.
And
Thank you.
a huge thank you to Phil and Penny Knight. And at this point, their gifts to the Knight Cancer Institute total 2.6 billion.
That's
And what a remarkable legacy they leave for patients and their families. And uh, it's absolutely clear that the Knights are really proud of what we've built here and want to see us continue to build and grow.
it's a healthy chunk of change.
Yes, it is.
Thank
It
you
sure
so
is.
much.
And you'll only see me in Nike apparel.